All right. So welcome to our newest episode of the Breakthrough Podcast. So it's been a while since the last one, but yeah. Um, so in this particular episode, I wanted to share with you really what is the only thing that matters right now. Again, like I share in some of the episodes, this is really based on what I have learned to be true, what I have personally learned to be true. I'm not here to tell anyone um, what to believe or what to prioritize or whatever. But no, if it offers something for you, then I'm happy. And if it doesn't, then thank you for listening pa rin. No, but for me, I'll share with you the only thing that matters really right now. No, and to help me illustrate that, what I want you to imagine now, whatever time you're listening to this, is what have you been thinking about maybe in the past hour or the past couple of hours? What have you been thinking about in the past couple of hours? Maybe it's things that you need to get done for work. Yeah. Or maybe ano kayang kakainan mamaya? Anong lutuin mamaya? Or maybe bakit kaya nangyari yung nangyari sa akin kanina or kahapon? No? Maybe there were certain events that happened to you, tapos iniisip mo, ba't nangyari yun? Or binabalikan mo lang siya. Huh? And why am I asking you to think about it? Because a lot of the time in the present, we spend thinking about either the past or the future. Diba? Ngayon, minsan gising pa lang tayo, iniisip natin anong gagawin natin today, kailangan natin gawin to, may deadline tayo, or di ba, if you're like me, like nung college, mahilig uminom, pagagising, anong ginawa ko kahapon, paano nangyari yun, paano ako nakauwi. You know, a lot of the time where we're in the present, we spend thinking about the past or the future. And how often really are we simply just present? Are we simply just in the present? But what does that mean? Ba? What does it mean to be just in the present? Now, let me give you some scenarios. What stresses you out? When you think about you being stressed, what comes to mind? Maybe a work deadline, or for a lot of us, diba, not having money. Or in the time ngayon, it's coronavirus. Diba? What stresses you out? And notice in these scenarios where your attention is. Where is your focus on? Diba? It's in the future. To be specific, it's on an unwanted future. Diba? Well, we're stressed because we're afraid of the consequences of not meeting a deadline. Alam ko, mamiss ko yung deadline, papagalitan ako, hindi na ako bibigyan, maka-fire ako ng client ko, and get stressed. Or we're stressed because we don't have money. Kasi we don't have money, baka dumating yung Meralco, dumating yung bills, maabutin tayong disconnection notice, and shock, super stressful. Or we're stressed, for example, kasi we don't know how long this pandemic will be. And we don't know when the normal will be. We put our attention on an unwanted future, tapos we get stressed. And when we get stressed, it affects how we work or how we behave today. Think about it. No, when we're stressed because of the consequences of an unmet deadline, so minamadali natin yung work ngayon. Stress tayo, nagmamadali tayo ngayon. Or we're stressed because we don't have money to pay the bills, baka maabutan ng disconnection notice. So ngayon, you just take on any job or any racket, kahit na hindi naman yun yung gusto mong gawin or stressful siya sa'yo. Or we're stressed because we don't know how long the pandemic will be. So ngayon, we just get crippled with fear. Diba? Our attention is on the future, but because of how we feel about that, na-affect what we do right now. Diba? So you might think, it hasn't even happened yet, pero andun yung attention ko. And I'm affected by it now. It hasn't even happened. I'd even go as far as saying it hasn't happened at all. No, hindi yung it's not na hindi pa siya nangyayari. It's na wala siya. It doesn't exist. Diba? Yung feeling mo na makapagalitan ka, That's just a story, feeling mo lang yon. Pero hindi mo naman talaga alam kung mapagalitan ka if you have an unmet deadline. No, because it's in the future, and the future is not yet realized. It hasn't. Sometimes a lot of the things that we worry about, it hasn't happened at all, and it's possible that it might not even happen, but we put our attention to it and we get stressed. Now, because when we put our attention here, we're letting an unmet, unwanted future, ba? Unmet, hindi pa siya nangyayari, and unwanted, hindi natin gusto. We're letting an unmet, unwanted future dictate our present. And we become victims of circumstance. Na parang rather than really claiming into your own power, we become victims na parang, ay, na-stressed ako so I'll just act na-stressed ako. Diba? Kahit na ang pangit ng quality ng work ko. But what if we focus on, what if we focus our attention on what we can do today? No, don't put your attention on tomorrow or on later. Focus your attention on what we can do today or what we can do right now. Diba? Hindi natin binabaliwala yung reality. Diba? Na yes, you have an unmet deadline. Yes, you don't have money now. But when we focus on right now, as in this very moment, we claim our power. And we talk about power. If you want to really understand that, claiming your own power, we talk about that in the episode with GGTB. But when we focus on right now, we claim our power because it is in the present that we have the power to create our future. Diba? We can create the future in the future. The future is based on the choices that we make right now, not the other way around. Diba? Based on what we do now, dun nakasalala yung future. Our future should not be able to dictate our present, but our present is what will dictate our future. Yes, you have a deadline in 5 days. So what now? What can you do now? Huh? You can act responsibly. You can, okay, sige, 5 days. Maybe I can outsource some of the job. Maybe I can ask for help. When you focus on right now, problems start to have solutions. And the focus isn't on the problem, it's on the solution. Yes, you don't have money now. So what now? What can you do now? Yes, there's a real virus now. So what now? What can we do now? But rather than be in fear, you can be responsible. You can make sure that your house is, you have the proper protocols in place when you're accepting deliveries, pag may lumalabas. Diba? Rather than acting from fear, because you're focused on what might happen, you act on responsibility. Na, I'm responsible for my health, for my family's health. What can I do now to protect my family? So I hope that that's clear. Kasi we're going to move to a next set of scenarios. Kung kanina we talked about the future, let's think about the past naman. A lot of us kasi, we like, again, I say us kasi ako, I find myself still in this cycle. No? A lot of us, we like to be victims of our past experiences. What do I mean? No, I failed in business before, therefore I suck as an entrepreneur. No? Maybe some of you have said that. Kahit self-talk lang. Or, I ran Facebook ads before, pero wala akong nakuhang sales. Therefore, hindi ako magaling mag-Facebook ads. Diba? You're letting the past dictate who you are now. Yeah? Or maybe a lot of times in the past, tamad ako. Therefore, hindi ako committed na tao. Diba? How often do we let our past dictate the present? You know what the bad thing here, or for me, bad. What the worst thing here is because we let the past dictate our present, we're letting the past dictate our future. Diba? Because in the past, maybe tamad akong tao, so I tell myself today, tamad akong tao. I'm not a committed person. Therefore, I don't do anything now, so yung future ko becomes nothing. Kasi wala akong ginagawa eh. When we do this, we give away our power to the past naman. Na parang sinasabi natin na because ganito ako in the past, ibig sabihin ganito ako as a person. And this is all I'll ever amount to be. But that's not true. No? You may be listening to this, you don't know me, I don't know you, but I know that this is not true. The truth is, yes, maybe we've had failures before. Baka dati tamad niya ako. Maybe before, I've never been responsible for anything. But the question we should ask is what now? Sige, before. Ito ako before. I've had failures. I wasn't responsible. I've let people step all over me. But what now? Because here's the thing. The past no longer exists. I'll repeat that because my hope is that you get it. The past no longer exists. No matter how much you want to cling on to the past you, events from the past, the truth is right now, the past no longer exists. Because the only thing that matters right now is right now. The only thing that matters is right now. You may have not been committed before, but you can choose to be committed now. Diba? You may not have been a leader before this moment, but at this moment you can choose to be a leader. It's the thing, you can choose to be a leader. It's simply choice. Regardless if you believe me or not, na parang, paano, start ako ng bago, hindi naman ako ganito eh. Again, it's all in the past. You can choose differently now. You may not have been an entrepreneur before, diba? Or you may not have had the knowledge, diba? Hindi ka naman nag-graduate ng business like me. You may not have not had knowledge or experience on business before, but you can choose to be an entrepreneur now. No, not waiting for anyone to give you permission. You can choose to be who you want to be right now. The only thing that matters and the only thing that we really have is right now. The reality is that the past does not exist. The future does not exist. There is only now. Now let me be clear. I don't want you to get the wrong message. I want to ensure that you're getting what I want you to get. I'm not saying na okay, right now lang pala eh. I'm not saying na we should be reckless and to live na parang YOLO, you only live once, diba? I'm not saying that. Because you can live with intention. Diba? Yes, the future isn't here yet, but you can live with intention. Intention to create what you want to create, the world or the family or the whatever you want to create in the future. You can live right now with intention. And intention is different from expectation. Expectation is like planting a seed, tapos pinapanood mo lang siya kasi ina-expect mo tutubo na siya in a few days or in a few weeks, tapos sobrang attached ka sa pag-grow niya. Talagang inaabangan mo. And the attention, the energy is on the end result. Diba? Intention is planting a seed today and knowing that it will bear fruit in its own time. Diba? I'm doing this now, I'm planting the seed now because I know na magiging puno siya and it's going to serve its purpose. Diba? Or maybe some of you nagpapadeliver, parang may papadala kayo like sa Grab or sa LBC for example, and kung trusted naman yung rider for example, all you do is to give the parcel and then na pag binigay mo, darating siya sa pupuntahan niya. That's intention. Walang gigil dun sa end result. But the focus, the energy, the attention is on what you're doing now to create what you want to create in the future. Because our power to create the future is today. In the choices that you make today. The only thing that matters is who you choose to be now. No, at every moment, that's one of my favorite quotes is every moment is a moment of choice. And you can choose to be who you want at any point in time. Like right now, you can choose to be fearful or stressed about a future that doesn't exist. Diba? Oh, magagalit sa yung client, or paano ko babayaran yung utang ko, or, paano ko kuha ng client next month, ganyan. You can choose to be fearful or stressed about a future that doesn't exist, or you can choose to be angry or frustrated about a past that no longer exists. Ay, yung parents ko kasi hindi ako pinag college, or yung girlfriend ko kasi binasted ako kaya ayoko nang magka-relationship ngayon. Or you can choose to be joyful now. Yes, ang saklap ng mga nangyari sa akin the past couple of weeks, but I can choose to be joyful now. I can choose to be grateful now. Diba? Grateful is different from being content. You can want more, but still being grateful for what you have. You can choose to be anything. You can choose to be abundant, powerful, committed, responsible, limitless right now. And when you choose to be any of these, regardless, whatever you want, when you choose to be, abundant, powerful, what will you do with the intention to create the future that you want? Diba? I feel grateful now. I feel abundant now. I have everything I need. I want to create my million-peso business. So I'm going to be responsible. I'm going to be committed now and do the things that I need to do now in order for me to build that business. The future isn't written. We write our future today. So this is a short episode, but it's a very powerful one in my opinion. And I hope you get it. I hope you get my point. Really, if there's anything you're going to get, it's the idea that the past does not exist, the future doesn't exist. We only have right now, and really, that's the only thing that matters. And so I'd like to end today's episode with the lyrics from one of my favorite songs. I'm not gonna sing. I'm not gonna sing, so don't worry about that. I'm not gonna sing, but it's a lyrics to one of my favorite songs. It's by Natasha Bedingfield. Um, and the lyrics go, "Feel the rain on your skin, because no one else can feel it for you. No one else can feel." No, ano yung lyrics? Di ako prepared. No one else can feel something. Parang the rain in your skin. Wait. So, as you know, I'm just recording this off the fly. So, search ko na lang yung lyrics. Yeah, because we're raw like that. Alright. So, okay, ulitin ko. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. My favorite line. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. Thank you for listening. I hope that offers something. If you haven't yet, please like our page, please subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening this from. And it would really be awesome for me and for the podcast if you leave a review. What you think of the podcast? Has it helped? Like an honest review. Ideally, a good review. That would super help. No, but thank you for listening, and I wish you an awesome day. Thank you again, and bye-bye.